Hello everyone, HisRoyalFatness here and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be continuing the How to Play series in the Chinese Tier 10 medium tank, the 121. And real quickly, before I break down some gameplay and how I play this vehicle, I just want to apologize for not uploading as much as I usually would. That's because I've been experiencing a lot of this recently, and yeah, when you're receiving that much packet loss, it's very difficult to get good gameplay footage for videos, so I still plan on posting 2 or 3 times a week if I can, but sorry it's been a little bit slow recently because of that. And secondly, wanted to show my equipment loadout real quickly because people are always asking what I run on vehicles. So here you go for the equipment. You can just take a look at that real quick. I do want to mention that equipment is completely subjective to you as a player. Now I think the best way to find out what equipment works for you is just to experiment, but if you want to see what I'm running, there you go. So let's jump right into the first game, and here we are going to be on Nube. Not my most favorite map in the world for tanks like the 121, but I'm going to show you a decent position you can take on this map at the start, and it's a completely haul down position, and these are the positions you're going to want to take in the 121 because you have a good turret and you have a good gun when it's aimed in, right? So you can see it has terrible dispersion but an amazing aim time. So what you want to take is these types of haul down positions where you can put sneaky shots into the enemy team without having to move your turret or your tank a lot, right? Because that will keep your dispersion down. With this vehicle, on the move shooting is just a no-go. You're gonna hit like maybe 10% of your shots at distance on the move, whereas other medium tanks at tier 10 generally are very good at being mobile when you use them, right? You can shoot on the move, you can be very fast at poking. This vehicle, you have to take your time to aim your shots. You can't really push while shooting. So you want to find positions like this. Now, this position that I'm showing you, it's a good position, but it's also a risky position because if they have TDs like that 183 that are slightly further back and looking at you, they can easily hit you in the hull when you're in that hull down position if you over poke. So be cautious when playing this position of tanks sitting further back towards the enemy spawn because they can shoot you. So you have to be aware of what may or may not shoot you. Which I was, because I saw that a lot of people spotted moving towards town, so I felt pretty comfortable holding that position. Now I'm going to focus this E5, and if you look at the mini-map, you can see I'm pretty much alone here. Well, I am alone here. And this E5 is the biggest threat to me right now. Now, luckily for me, the 121 actually has more alpha damage than E5, which means I can easily hold my own against this E5 in a 1 versus 1. So that's what I'm going to do here. And what you'll also notice is when I'm going for shots on this E5, I'm going to aim for his drive wheel. And that's because the drive wheel on the E5 is very weak. There's no armor behind it, so if he slightly angles his E5 out, it's no problem for me to take out an E5 at all. Now I'm going to pick up that shot on the patent, and the reason I decided to turn to the patent is, I don't know if you noticed or not, I had a max roll loaded up, and when you have a max roll, it gives you about a 35% chance of max rolling your next shot, which it did. So a little bit of a gamble, but I wanted to take that gun out of the game. That way I can just be solely focused on this E5, and yeah, with this reload, absolutely nothing this E5 can really do here, and yeah, so I got a good kill there. So a nice little 2 versus 1 pretty much in that situation, got 2 kills, and I've already dealt 4,000 damage. Now, what is happening here is my team is gonna die pretty fast in the town. That's because the enemy have an E100, T92, and a 183 in the town. Gonna make a nice snapshot onto this T92, and right now the T92 is gonna be my target priority, not because he's the weakest armor tank, but because he's the fastest, and well, I get another max roll, so I can't be mad about that. So yeah, taking his gun out is very important. Now, I'm in a little bit of a bad situation here. There's a 183 and an E100, both of which are pretty healthy, right? None of them are one-shots, and my friendly Conway, he's kind of running away to try and flank them, which probably isn't the best idea when he could hold with me and we could double tap one of the tanks, but oh well, I mean, it's gonna work out fine. So what I'm doing here is I know the E100 is gonna poke on my left, and I'm trying to wait for an opportunity to push on the E100, and I get that opportunity with shoots here. Now, where I make a huge mistake is I don't realize this 183 turned back to shoot me, and I get absolutely lucky. He low rolls a huge low roll on me. Like, I'm not even gonna deny that was luck. I should have died there. There was a big misplay by me to lose track of where that 183 was looking. So yeah, I got lucky there, I'm not going to deny it, but I still think this game highlights what the 121 does well. And as you can see, I aimed for a traction on the E100 when he pulled around the corner, and that's because it would skew his gun off of my vehicle if he was pre-aiming me, and since I had a vehicle to hide behind, no problem, and I'm able to pick up a kill there. So a good game. I think it highlighted a lot of how well the 121 plays hold down, and as an alpha trading, like against that E5, not much of a brawler, right? Because as soon as you push up, you're going to get obliterated with this vehicle. Now, moving into the second game, I am going to be on Normandy, and what I'm going to do this battle is I'm going to push all the way up to the left, towards the middle of the map, on the left side, and that's because I read the enemy's lineup, and I saw they had 2 E100s, a lot of heavy tanks, not very many good vehicles that can hold the middle of the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push to this left side of the windmill, and something that's good to know is if you're pushing on the left side, do not hug the mound on the right. You actually want to hug the hill on the left end completely. And that's because you want to take this position on the left because it gives you protection from their tank destroyers in the common camping positions, right? So, and when I'm in this position, the only vehicles that can shoot me are on the right. And obviously, it's just these E100s trying to run away. Unfortunately, for the second E100, he's not going to even really make it out of spawn. He's just going to get deleted by my team. So, it was a good play to pull very aggressively up to here at the very start, get some early shots in. And what I'm doing right now is I'm not committing fully because I don't know if those TDs are sitting behind the E100s and just haven't been spotted yet. So I'm playing a little bit passively right now, just waiting to see if that E100 pushes out, but he doesn't. And now the whole enemy team gets spotted all the way at the top of the map. So I'm looking at my options. I'm thinking, okay, I need to push on this E100 right about now. I'm pulling forward, yeah. So here's where I decide, okay, I need to kill this E100 right now. Just looking at the enemies, look at the enemy on my mini map, they're completely overexposed. So I'm gonna push up into this E100, and you can just see how nice the alpha damage is on this gun. You have 420 alpha. That's more than some heavy tanks and more than any other medium tank at tier 9 and 10. So this tank is great at trading, and it's great at passive trading, right? Not YOLOing into the enemy tank, but taking your time to aim your shots, taking positions where you can kind of sit hull down. And, I mean, as you can see, I wasn't sure that 100 was going to snap a shot into me. I could have spent more time aiming it, but I didn't, so the shot missed a little bit, unfortunately. But no problem. Now, I am going to hit this shot, and you can just see how fast the aim time is and how bad the dispersion is. It's just a weird combination. There's no other tank at tier 10 that has a playstyle quite like this vehicle. And that's what I like about the tank. It's a little bit unique. Now, I'm not going to push up into this bush all the way. I know I have shots there on the E100, but I know I'll get spotted the moment I poke the bush just because I'm so close to the E100. And if I push that bush and get spotted, that E4 and E100 are probably going to double tap me. So what I do is I just push left, and now I'm getting myself shots into this E100's viewport. I am shooting heat, and please don't ever be afraid to shoot heat. I see so many people complaining about gold noobs, but you don't even pay gold for heat ammunition unless you're doing something completely wrong. So don't be afraid to load up the premium ammunition. It's better to guarantee a pen than bounce 2 shots. Like, seriously, just guarantee the pen, unless you can't afford it, in which case I kind of understand. I was trying to be cheap and shoot AP to get a max roll, and when I should have just loaded up heat to guarantee the pen, but unfortunately I miss it. And you're going to see right there just how inaccurate this gun is on the move. I was aiming for the E100's lower plate, didn't even hit close. So yes, with this vehicle, you want to be very chill with your gameplay. You want to take those passive positions, because as you saw there, any on the move type of shooting is just so unreliable in this tank because of the dispersion factor. So what I'm doing here is I'm just pushing up and killing these vehicles, and that's because the enemy had 2 groups. So they had these 3 over here, and they had 3 over in the back. So for me, the priority was to kill these 2 heavy tanks in the E4. And now that makes my job a lot easier. Now, the enemy's Object 140 is actually a pretty good player, so I don't want to just YOLO into the Batchat and take a shot from the 140, right? I could lose 900 damage right there so easily from the Batchat and 140. So I'm going to play it passively. Once again, I think that's something I need to highlight about the 121 is it's a medium tank, but it's not a super aggressive medium tank. It's good at pushing in late game when you need to, but you have to play it somewhat passively. And I'm going to actually sidescape pretty decently against this ISA. Aim for a track shot, that way he can't keep pulling back against me. And I'm just going to take a heat shot into the track so he doesn't pen me there. I'm going to aim for another track shot here, max roll him, which is great. And now I'm going to pull all the way around to his side. I am going to take a shot from this ISA, but it was a good trade. Taking 317 damage in exchange to kill his vehicle. 100% a good trade. Now, we're going to lose our VK72 real quick, and I have 2 options. There's the 140 with the higher TPM, but there's the Batchat who's a 2-shot. I want to focus this Batchat. He's more of a priority to me. So I'm going to try chasing this Batchat, but what I see right here is the Batchat is clipping, right? So I decide to try and put a shot into the 140. Unfortunately, I miss, but that's because he is the bigger threat to me while the Batchat is clipping, and because the Batchat is clipping and he's a 1-shot to me with HE unless I get unlucky, he's going to be easy target. So I'm not even going to really pay for that. Sure, I could have been more aggressive on the Batchat, but YOLOing into the Batchat once again would have exposed me to taking potentially a shot early, and I would have a full reload. So by playing it passively there, I was able to not take a shot until I'd already killed the Batchat. So that was a good situation of just quick thinking, and that's what you need to do with the in like these 1 versus 2 situations. And now I'm in a really weird situation where it's me and a 140, and we're both 3 shots, right? So he's a 3-shot for me, I'm a 3-shot to him, and it's all going to be about who makes the first mistake here, right? So I have good DPM, but the 140 has a faster reload, and since I'm still a 3-shot, even though my DPM may be better if I'm running rammer, or if he's not running rammer, it doesn't really matter. We're both 3-shots. He has like a 5.6 second reload or something like that, and I have a 7.9. So he would still kill me first, probably, in an outright DPM battle. So I need to play it passively right here. I just need to be patient, because if I push into him, he's probably going to get the kill on me. And he's in a position where he's lower than my tank, right? So I can't shoot him without having to overexpose myself. Now, I knew I wouldn't get shot through there, because there's actually a glitch in how that plane was modeled, where it looks like you can shoot through it, but you actually can't. So I felt pretty fine just sitting by this airplane. Now, here's when the 140 makes a mistake. He doesn't pull back fast enough, and I'm able to swoop a shot right into his lower plate, and I get the pull back until I can do an almost entire full reload. And there's nothing this 140 can do at this point. He's bounced 2 shots, or he's bounced a shot, and there's nothing he can do here. I mean, well played to the 140. He did do a pretty good job, and, you know, mistakes happen to all of us, including me, as you saw from that previous game. So GG to him. He still had a really good game, and he's a good player, so not a bad game. So I hope you enjoyed these games on the 1-2-1. I hope it helped you understand my thought process while playing them, give you some ideas of what this tank is good at, what this tank is not good at. Definitely, if you're interested in the 1-2-1, give it a try. It's a really fun tank. It's not my favorite tier 10 medium tank, but I mean, it's just such a different play style that it's unique. It's not a copy and paste like the 140, 62, AT, 22 type deal. So, you know, if you like big alpha damage and slightly more passive medium tank play, then definitely consider the 1-2-1. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed my content, and I hope you all have a great day.